But hopefully everybody who's in here already is having a good morning or afternoon, depending on where you're at or whatever. Yeah, a couple more minutes and then I'll really get started. Yeah, this is some relaxing like N64 music playlist. But I guess I'm gonna go ahead and get really started with everything. Can y'all hear me good? Cause I'm not talking too loud, at least right now, cause my roommate is still asleep. But y'all can hear me and everything, cause that's important. Okay. Cause today is the day that now we've talked about mental health stuff and all that on the stream before, but I think now I think I'm going to get really into it with what the real diagnosis like actually is, and just talk about a bunch of stuff that's led up to, you know, developing all this, and all that good stuff. So let's get started here. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this in here because that's one of the commands. But if you click on that link, it'll take you to this. There's hella websites that you can look this up. But I suffer from, so it was once thought of as just bipolar disorder. I for a long time thought that I actually had multiple personalities, which to some degree I kind of still do. People thought it's just depression. People thought it was just anger, just to be angry. But I deal with borderline personality disorder. And actually, let me go ahead and probably get rid of the chat box here so you can actually see this. There's a lot of shit going on in the chat box for some reason. So this is an overview. Of course, it'll talk about it a little more. No, you know what's funny though, Good Ninja? This is actually worse than those. So I'm gonna get to that though. But this is actually worse. And this is gonna explain a lot of things. Now, before I get into this though, let me preface this by saying that I don't want to use what I'm going to talk to you about today as an excuse for, you know, a lot of things that have been said and done and all that, whether it be on stream or if I know you in real life, or, you know, we're just really good friends on the internet, or used to be really good friends on the internet. This has a bunch to do with stuff, but there's still, I still don't want this to be looked at as just like me trying to make an excuse, because I don't want to have this. I don't want to have this at all. If it was an excuse, then, like, you know, I'd still be going through my days, like, you know, all willy-nilly and stuff. I don't want to have this at all. And also, before I really get started, I want to say the reason why I always talk about this stuff is because I want this to be a place where people know that they can come here and there is no stigma. And one way that you actually break the stigma, like people like to spread that fucking hashtag like once a year during fucking Mental Health Awareness Month, is to actually talk about it. And it can be with anybody, you know. There are things that you want to just tell a professional, but you also need to let the people around you know about this type of shit. Because if they don't have an understanding, if y'all don't have an understanding of each other, like in anything, like not even just mental health, if you don't have an understanding of each other, then that's what really causes irreparable problems. So with that said, let's jump into the article. This is probably going to be boring, but this is really going to explain like a lot. Actually, it's not as big as I thought it was going to be. And I hope you're not going to be completely bored out of your mind. I know some folks probably already fucking left because, you know, we're not sitting here, you know, raging at a game or, you know, fucking, you know, talking shit or anything like this. Like, I at least wanted to get this out the way first today. I will be playing games and stuff today. Don't worry. I'm probably going to stream for a while. Are these the patch notes? Yeah, it's all nerfs. So I'm gonna go through this and I'll just talk about how a lot of this stuff pertains to me, and you can, you know, draw your own conclusions. I may or may not cry during the course of today, going through some stuff. I'm just gonna let you know, this is not, at least starting off, this is not gonna be a happy stream. But this is going to be a necessary one, because I just want everybody to know why everything has been happening. And if you don't know everything that's been happening, I'll explain it anyway. But anyway, so basically the overview of borderline personality disorder. You know, it impacts the way you think and feel about yourself and others, causing problems functioning in everyday life. It includes self-image issues, difficulty managing emotions and behavior, and a pattern of unstable relationships. With borderline personality disorder, you have an intense fear of abandonment or instability, and you may have difficulty tolerating being alone. Yet inappropriate anger, impulsiveness, and frequent mood swings may push others away, even though you want to have loving and lasting relationships. Borderline personality disorder usually begins in early adulthood. The condition seems to be worse in young adulthood and may gradually get better with age, which that's not completely true, because I can tell you for a fact that it's probably gotten worse. Like, to be completely honest. If you have borderline personality disorder, don't get discouraged. Many people with this disorder get better over time with treatment and can learn. Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess that's true. So, symptoms. So, we're going to match this up, right? I'm going to go through each of this, and I'm going to talk about things that, you know, things that I say, things that have happened, all that. This is going to be the really, 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 like, hard part to talk about, honestly. So now, if it's something that's like really, really, really private, like if it was like early life, like kind of family stuff, which nothing with it's not just that, Good Ninja. You gotta that's not the only thing, which we're about to go through the symptoms right now. Everything comes into this, Good Ninja. This is one of the worst things you can have. I'm going to go over it. So here we go. So they always like to start with this, though, when you look at this. An intense fear of abandonment even going to extreme measures to avoid real or imagined separation or rejection. And this one kind of goes into it too. A pattern of unstable, intense relationships, such as idealizing someone one moment and then suddenly believing the person doesn't care enough or is cruel. So, excuse, give me a second, guys. I told you this is going to be the hard part. I told you. Because I have to revisit stuff to tell y'all about this, man. Okay. So the last real like IRL, like, you know, relationship that I was in, it just wasn't good. Y'all hear me, you know, probably make jokes about it and stuff like that, but those jokes definitely come from suffering. She was just completely just not a good person. She was dealing with a bunch of stuff too, you know, but there's still things you can't excuse, right? And there were, like, literally from the start, like probably even before we even got together, there were a bunch of red flags, you know, like she would drink a lot. She was very promiscuous, which there's nothing bad. Like, if any females are watching, there's nothing bad with being like that, but there is a limit before, you know, before somebody says, you know what, I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. And she almost reached that limit. So yeah, she cheated on me a lot. I had to find that out after we broke up. By the way, she broke up with me on Valentine's Day, which was a day after I lost my job at the time. And it was a bunch of people that I considered friends. And you know, it really sucks. Now, why am I pointing that out? Any other person who has any sort of right mind wouldn't have even given that any more of a time of the day. Like, that would have been it, like, literally from the start, you know, with anything, even just the stuff I noticed before. But bring in the intense fear of abandonment. You know, it got to a point where I felt like, at least for a while, like nobody else was around that could really understand me, you know, except her, which I imagine was not true, of course, but you know, a lot of arguments, a lot of fights, you know, a lot of stuff like that, and you know, but I still wanted to keep it going. And I think that relationship, like, kind of started putting the BPD, like, into overdrive. I know people around here have just, like, noticed just huge changes This is something I've dealt with since I was young, honestly, but that stuff definitely like made it probably worse. Like it made it go into overdrive, and yeah, and there's just a lot of moments that just weren't good, and then fast forward to recently. It's actually gonna be my first time talking about it, like actually like vocally. But I've talked with Kyo. Kyo has been honestly one of the people that have been keeping me alive for like the last week. Like she's been one of the main ones, definitely. Cheesecake as well. That's not to, you know, make it seem like I ignored like everybody else, but those two, and especially Kyo, they have been like really with the quickness, just reaching out. Like even if I tell them to go away, like they just wouldn't. So most recently, and it happened on stream, and you know, it was a Tekken session, and I played with Miss Pikachu, and we know that, of course, you know, Miss Pikachu, she's in Turkey, so, you know, connections aren't going to be that great, even on a game that has good netcode, well, supposedly, and it was a close match. Y'all remember it. Y'all have seen it. If you haven't, I think it's still in my VODs. But I mean, of course, you know, she won, and I wasn't just like salty, like I was just overly angry. Which goes into right here, down here, kind of to skip forward a little bit, the mood swings and all that, and the inappropriate, you know, intense anger and all that stuff. And you know, it got to a breaking point with her, and she's not like I'm glad you're still listening, Kasu. But it's gotten to a point where like literally one of my best friends, like on the whole planet, like she doesn't even feel comfortable like actually like talking to me anymore. We used to hang out a lot, like for real. And it may have started from certain things, but either way, you know, I never left. Things have made me mad, things have made me jealous or whatever, but I still never left. And you know, I always made an effort to always be there. And she would tell me the same thing, and then this happened, and I will say I don't like what she's been doing, like at all, because it's honestly like really damaging, but I can understand. And I've already tried to apologize, and it's just not going to be the same. And I'm doing terrible, Dread. But I'm explaining these things. But like it, and I've dealt with this a lot, but to have like really somebody you are really close to, and because of something that you don't have, honestly, complete control over, it's basically ruined. Like, it's not the same. Like, how we used to hang out and stuff, like, that actually would put my mind at ease. No matter what was going on that day. Like, you know, that was one of the number one things I've always looked forward to. I mean, besides hanging out with all of you, of course, but like, again, she's like the best friend. And this shit right here has ruined so many fucking things for me. Like, it's ruined so much. It's ruined too much. In so many different ways, it's ruined my life. In so many different ways. I'm sorry. Give me a second, guys. It has ruined so much, from everything, from doing this FGC shit, to doing the streaming, to the commentary, to just being a person. I can barely wake up in the morning and not feel like that I just want to just end it, because nobody should have to deal with somebody like me. I feel like the worst part about it is that people just leave or things change, and it's I should be used to it, but it's fucking terrible. And then this shit that happened recently just is probably some of the worst. And this thing is the reason for so many things that has happened to me. And it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse for anything. But this is not something that I want in me, but it's there, and it keeps fucking everything up. Like, I literally can't lead a normal fucking life. And I don't know how many of y'all, like, understand it or not, but, like, I legitimately cannot live normally. I haven't been actually happy about anything. I've never felt fulfilled. I've always felt empty. I've always felt everybody had to walk on eggshells. I always felt like I'm like just a demon or something. And then you go to fucking therapist and shit, and all they do is try to give you like a one-size-fit-all diagnosis for everything, or they try to scare you into thinking it's just another thing. It's just on so many fronts, like, I can't even get, like, the right help. the reason I'm crying right now is because I'm tired of this shit. And I don't even know what to do with myself anymore. I could show y'all all this shit, but it wouldn't even matter, like... This is why I don't even turn like my face cam on anymore. I don't even take pictures with my face in it. I just don't want people to see me in general. You know how it is sometimes to just feel like you're not even the one driving your fucking body and your mind. Like there's a bunch of days like I feel like I'm not even there. And then whatever's fucking driving it is just gonna ruin everything. And I've tried everything, guys. I've tried everything. But I just keep losing everything. I can't fucking sustain. I had to leave the team. I left basically everybody behind because I don't know what to do. I'm gonna lose it all anyway. But I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to listen to this. Because this is just how it is. And I haven't cried in literally like 5 years. But I want you to know this was what was stuck inside, but it couldn't come out because I have such a problem with just trying to regulate everything, and I've never was able, because of just how shit is here, I just was never able to really, nip this in the bud and try to take some steps to deal with this. This is terrible. I don't want this. I don't want to be like this. I never meant to hurt anybody. I live in the same neighborhood as people I can't even talk to anymore. There are people that find out I work at a certain store or something, they won't even go to that fucking side of town anymore because I'm there. I can't even go into people's, like a bunch of people's stream if I see somebody there, because I'm just afraid of how that person's gonna react. Because they've experienced the bad shit and shit that I just didn't want to happen, and it happened. I can't. And I can barely make it through every day at work and shit. There are days I just have to go hide in the bathroom or something. I just can't take it. It's... And everybody goes through their own shit, but let me tell you, this shit right here, this fucking BPD shit is the worst shit ever, and I wouldn't wish this on anybody. And I just want it out. I want to be able to live normally. I want to be able to smile, just to smile, fucking laugh and all that shit just because. I want to be able to have all my friends again. I don't want my mom or my dad to just see me as a fucking wreck. I don't want my two little brothers and my sister to see me as a fucking wreck anymore. I just want people to finally just be proud of me and actually want to fucking be around me. But right now, it's not even possible. Y'all don't understand. I just can't do it. I just legitimately can't do it. I'm sorry to anybody that got hurt by this. You probably won't understand, but this is not me. I don't want this to be me. This is not what I meant to do. But I know a lot of those people aren't going to forgive me. And it fucking sucks, man. Like, it fucking sucks, dude. I don't even come home to even play anything or anything anymore. I just come home and lay in the bed, man, and just just lay there and fucking stare at the ceiling. I can't do anything. And then I just think about how far I could be with like anything if I just wasn't going through this. And it fucking breaks my heart. It just breaks my heart. I have to keep saying it. I don't know why I keep saying it, but I'm sorry. This is not me. I don't want this to be me. I'm tired of it. I want it out. I want this done. I don't care how it has to be. I just want this done. I don't want anybody to have to deal with this shit. This has ruined so many fucking things. Like, you don't understand. It has ruined so much for me and for the people around me forever. Literally since I was a fucking child to me now, 30 years old, and I'm still dealing with this shit. About to be 31 in a couple months. Literally in 2 months. And I still have to deal with this. And I can't even get the correct help for it. No, I've actually always known I had this. The problem... Here's the problem. The problem is that I've gone to therapists before, but they were like the really bad ones, and to the point where they treated me like I was non-compliant, which is completely not the case, because I don't want to deal with this. Telling me shit like, oh, we're gonna get the authorities to hunt you down so they can give you injections for this shit and all that. So they literally scared me into thinking that I just had something lesser. Everybody has done me bad. Anything that I thought was help has actually done me bad. And that tears me up too, because I can't even, I at least where I live right now, I can't even get good help for this shit. I can't even fucking do the online shit because they say this shit is too severe. They say this shit is too fucking severe. I'm not okay, Dame. I'm not, man. Y'all gotta understand, I've been feeling stuck forever, and things have just been getting worse and worse. And I'm sorry to anybody who got hurt by this. I know you're probably not going to forgive me. I know it's not going to make things go back to normal. I know most of y'all are probably not even fucking looking at this shit. There's no way you're going to look at this shit. I just wanted to let this out in actual vocal fashion so you can know how real this is, man. And the only reason I don't have my camera on is because I don't want y'all to watch me over here crying like a fucking bitch. All this shit is what I go through. And people just do not understand it. And it's easy to not understand because this is actually one of the most misdiagnosed mental health ailments out here. Do you know how many people actually probably suffer with this? But their doctor said all they have is depression, all they are is bipolar, all they have is anxiety. This is literally all of it. This is literally all of it. And there's really not a lot of techniques that really like help with this. I'm sorry I had to fucking see that. I'm sorry. Yes, Blank October actually cries. I haven't cried in years, but I actually cry. I actually used to cry a lot when I was younger, and I learned how to just not do that. But I actually cry. I didn't even look at the chat for like most of the time. I don't even know what y'all are saying, and I appreciate anybody who actually like stuck through that, because that's really hard. We didn't even read the rest of the fucking symptoms, but literally the first two, and then going into all this other shit. This is the hardest part of looking at any sort of research for this. It's because just all that shit comes back. Everything comes back. Every bad thing just comes back. So I'm sorry to anybody who's been hurt by me with all this. Just know that this isn't completely me. This is not me. This is not me. This is not me. And I don't want it to be me. I want this out. But this is just one of the hardest things to get out of you. And unless you get help for it specifically, there's it's just gonna be there all the time. And this is not what I want. Most of the time, like, look, I never used to get this mad at games. When I was younger, you would never hear me do any of this shit. Even when I was like teenager, you would never hear anything like this. Like what y'all see, like there was nothing like this. This shit right here has made everything just worse. Where else we at? Rapid changes, self-identity and self-image that include shifting goals and values and seeing yourself as bad or you don't exist at all the time. I would tell anybody, like, this is your opportunity to leave. And I'll tell y'all this too, like, this is your opportunity to leave, and I honestly wouldn't blame you. It's gonna suck for me, but I honestly wouldn't blame you, because nobody should have to deal with this. But at the same time, I'll just feel really abandoned, even if it's just a thing of, you know, you'll be around kinda, you know, like I can't really outright hang out with you or whatever. Like, that shit sucks, man. And it's because of this. Thank you, Osmic. Thanks, Aiden and everybody. Like I said, I didn't even look at the chat during all that because, of course, I couldn't see through crying. I didn't miss too much. So if anybody ever thought that I'm just crazy, there's a reason. And it's not one that I want. This is not fun. This has never been fun. And like I was saying earlier, this has ruined so much for me. What else is on here, man? Oh, and also, yeah, my self-image is just garbage. And y'all know that. I'm so self-depreciating. It's terrible. And it would be in things that is honestly not even that bad, but I don't know. Like, all I know, this is how bad it is. All I know is that my mother and father gave me a name, and that name is Devin. And I'm a male. I'm black. Even if people like to say that I don't sound like it, you know, I know my height, I know my weight, I know the facts. But almost every day it just feels like I'm not the one actually doing this. It just feels like, you know, I'm not the one driving all of this. And that moment that happened earlier with me fucking crying like a little baby and shit, that was the first time that actually Devin has existed within the past few days. To put it in perspective, finally broke out. At least for a moment. And this is why I'm doing this, Osmic. I want people to understand. And I hope with understanding, maybe... I don't know. I shouldn't hope for things to get fixed. Because maybe there's still going to be people out there that are just going to think that this is still an excuse. That those were crocodile tears and all that. But let me tell you. Again, I haven't cried in like 5 years. I very rarely cry. It has to be something a lot that really makes me do that shit. Like a full-on one like that. None of this is fake, man. I wish this shit was fake, man. I wish this was just me being an asshole or being overly fucking clingy to friends and you know, people that are more than that, you know, and you know, I wish this was just an act, but it's not, and it's something that's really been ruining my fucking life, and it's been also ruining the lives of people around me. I appreciate that, guys. But anyway, back to this, because we gotta understand this stuff, man. You know, we gotta all understand this. I understand this, but I want to help y'all understand this, man. But I really do appreciate what y'all are saying right now, man. I really do, and I wish I was better. I wish I was better to all of you. As much as I'm good to people who can just could just up and decide to leave or make it to where I feel like they're about to completely leave. And yeah, I know I say this a lot, but I mean it. Like, you all are, like, besides my family, you are like the main reason why I've kept myself alive. Because a job, honestly, like, you're gonna get a job. Somehow, some way, you're gonna find a place to live. You know, somehow, some way, you know, you're gonna get that. You are. You really are. Extreme cases, you won't, but most of the time, you're gonna have that. I see that shit as like a given, but the rest of this shit is all I have. All I have, the stuff that's the actual lifeblood. All I have is gaming. All I have is the stream. All I have are the people that I've met through this. And that's the main shit. But of course, besides my family, that is the main shit that has actually kept me going for as long as this, and kept fighting and losing, but then fighting again, and then losing, and then fighting again. I feel like a fucking loser, but y'all don't accept that. A lot of you don't accept that. I won't say nobody accepts that, because of course we've had some bad apples. You know, and there's some that I wish it wasn't like that. I wish things didn't change, and I just want them to know that I'm just extremely sorry. And it that's probably not gonna fix anything, but just know that probably the Devin that you became friends with, he's still there. He may not be there all the times you want him to be there, but it's still me. And I hope with going through this today, I can make all of you understand this more. I shouldn't hope for it, but maybe some people will come back. I don't know. But this is necessary because this is what I was telling my little brother earlier. Well, not yesterday. This is necessary. All this stuff is necessary. This is usually something that people, you want to hide. Because let's face it, a lot of people like to use these type of things against you. And I've had that happen to me before. A bunch. And I just want to be a person to show you that you shouldn't be afraid of knowing what's going on with yourself. And you should be able to talk about this as much as a broken ankle, because this is as bad. Anything dealing with mental health is as bad as a broken limb. This shit can lead you to death as fast as a gunshot. And I want people to know that, and I'm not the only person doing this. I don't want to take all the credit for this, but I want you to know that this stream and everything and the Discord, even though I still can't face everybody in that shit, and anything that I'm involved with is a place where you can do that. You can do exactly what I'm doing today. The crying and all, you can do that. And at least one side of me is going to understand what you're going through. I couldn't tell you what side you're going to get on any given day, but just know that I'm still there. The person you became friends with, the person that you loved, and all that is still there. Anyway, all right. Periods of stress-related paranoia and loss of contact with reality lasting from a few minutes to a few hours. Yeah. There are times, even in streams that y'all watch, like there will be periods of time during that I will like just completely just not be there. If I'm just sitting quiet and just not doing anything, I didn't want to make y'all cry too, man. That's gonna make me cry again. But yeah, just there are moments on the stream that I'm just not there. Impulsive and risky behavior such as gambling, reckless driving, unsafe sex, spending sprees, binge eating or drug abuse, or sabotaging success by suddenly quitting a good job or ending a positive relationship. Man, let me tell you. Alright, let me tell y'all. This is some shit right here. Now, I don't think I've done anything that's like absolutely risky. I don't really gamble. I don't really drive recklessly. I mean, I speed sometimes, but so does everybody. I definitely don't do unsafe sex. This is actually something that I don't even go around just to fuck around. And this has been something that's kind of made me, feel like even within, groups of friends, like made me feel like I'm lesser than them because I'm not a person that just does that. Even on here, you've even heard it on the stream before. Like, that's just not my thing. So I definitely don't do that. But spending sprees, it has happened. Even when it's money that I shouldn't be spending like that. Binge eating, yes. What's up, Aqua9? Thanks, Aqua9. I really appreciate it. Drug abuse, I mean, I haven't done anything that's like the hard drugs. I mean, I smoke weed sometimes, but I don't even smoke it a lot. So I'm actually really good with like a lot of this, but then here's the last parts. Sabotaging success by suddenly quitting a good job. I know stuff was happening when I was at Lidl, you know, the other grocery store I used to work at. You know, stuff that I didn't like, but I definitely could have stuck it out. You know. And there are times that I've actually thought about just quitting Aldi. I just got there, but there's actually times that I've almost actually quit. Just because I can barely make it through the work day. Like, y'all don't understand. I can barely make it through every day. And then ending a positive relationship, this can go a million different ways. But most notably, there was a girl I knew, and she was probably the girl I actually needed. But instead of staying with her, I basically sabotaged myself with breaking up with her and then getting with the girl that basically made this worse. So I've been going through this for like ever. Like I said, I've been going through this since I was young. And things have happened that have made it worse and worse and worse and worse. But yeah, suicidal threats or behaviors or self-injury, often in response to fear of separation or rejection. Just look at my Twitter. Somebody reported my tweets and I got an email about that shit. And I actually do want to know who it is because I actually want to thank them. It's not the original idea of my Twitter to do that. And I'm the type of person that I like to write. It wasn't you, Alex. I'm the type of person that likes to write. Anywhere that I can just jot down words, I'm putting it, and I put what I feel. And one of those places is one of those places happens to be probably the worst place to do it, which is Twitter. Because people like to use it, but then also you're flooding people's timeline with that shit. Like, I've actually been having a complete breakdown over recent things. I've been having a absolute complete meltdown. And I just don't know what else to do except let everybody see it. But no, it doesn't, Aiden. I want people to see a person going through this, though. Because that's the only way you're gonna really understand a person. The ups and downs. That's why I don't really like the internet. Because nobody wants to tell you their downs. So you can actually understand them as a human. All you see is the ups. Dude, I barely use any of this shit. Thanks for the host, Eternal. I barely use any of this shit. I just deleted my Facebook app. I thought about absolutely just deactivating everything, but I have family. And then on Twitter, you know, I made a following on that shit, and that's the main way I, you know, promote, like, you know, the streams and all that. And you know, all the other stuff, but I just don't know what else to do. And maybe, I don't know, maybe whatever side of me is out at that time, maybe hopes for somebody to come through and just say the right thing, you know? I don't know. Yeah. Wide mood swings lasting for a few hours to a few days, which can include intense happiness, irritability, shame, or anxiety. And y'all have all seen all of these. You've seen days where I'm just overly happy. That should freak you out too. Just letting you know, because guess what? It freaks me the fuck out. Being manic like that, it just completely creeps me out. It just doesn't feel right. It's another one of those examples of me not driving my body. It just doesn't feel right. And the irritability, yeah. Shame, yeah. Anxiety, yeah. Ongoing feelings of emptiness every day. I haven't felt fulfilled since... I don't even think I remember the last time I actually really felt fulfilled about anything. Like, I don't think anything has actually... Creepy to feel happy after, like, out of nowhere and feeling that happy. That's a problem. Out of nowhere. And especially if it's right after having a whole day or two of not feeling anything close to that. And there being really no reason to feel that. That's being manic. Well, that's part of being it. And that's also a sign of mental illness. Just to let you know, Alex. So if anybody needed to know, that's also a sign. Inappropriate, intense anger, such as frequently losing your temper, being sarcastic or bitter, or having physical fights. All of that. I don't really get into too many physical fights. I always threaten it, though. This goes into the shit that has happened with my friends here in Florence. This is the shit that has gone into the shit that happened between me and Miss Pikachu. This is not... Yeah, all of this is just basically... The reason why this sucks so much to look at this is because looking at all of this is like looking in a mirror. You know? I can't even look myself in an actual mirror IRL, guys. I don't even know what I see. I don't even know who I am half of the time. I don't know which side of whatever's gonna be there someday is actually me. You know? I don't understand. So that's why y'all, honestly, you don't know what you're really going to get into when you look at this stream. And some people say that, and that's like their thing of, oh, you know, get ready for some exciting things. But legitimately, if you come to this stream, you just will have no idea what you're actually going to get that day. You have no idea. I have no idea. It sucks. So when to see a doctor... yeah, all of that. Scrafted. One of the few IRL friends here in Florence that still kind of sticks by me, even if it's, you know, from afar, which that's not his fault that it's from afar, by the way, guys, but yeah, he's one of the people here IRL that has seen it all, but still stays 10 toes down. So I appreciate the 2 months. I appreciate the 2 months, Corey. I really do. I'm not even gonna do the voice right now, but thanks for the 2 months, man. I really appreciate it. Anyway, yeah, so this is for anybody watching as well, honestly. If you have any suicidal thoughts or, you know, anything like that, or if you're doing anything similar to what I've been doing on social networks, you know, reach out to somebody. If you got a mental health provider, reach out to them. Call the suicide hotline. That's not one size. It's a one size fit all kind of thing. I'm gonna be real, but it could be the thing to help in that moment. So don't discredit the suicide hotline number. And if it's really bad, call 911 or get somebody to take you to the ER. I almost had to go to the ER the other day. Do you know how much this fucking hurts my mom, guys? That's another thing that kills me. This hurts my mom. This hurts my family in general. But especially my mom. And I think that how I know it really hurts her is because she knows about all of this. She knows about all of this because she is a healthcare professional for veterans. And there have been veterans, you know, having anywhere from, you know, depression to full-on PTSD to maybe even this to a bunch of other stuff, you know, dying either from natural causes, of course, or suicide or anything like that. She understands. And it sucks to be a person that's very, very, very close to her that's going through this. And I know it's not my fault. But I don't know. I just want this out. I want it gone. So causes and risk factors and stuff. Genetics. Now, I have family members that have like schizophrenia and depression and bipolar disorder and all that. So I literally could have like a mixture of all that. Maybe not the schizophrenia per se, because I think I'd definitely be even worse off. Brain abnormalities. Now, I've actually had to go to the hospital before for a concussion, like not too long ago. But they said everything in my brain actually looked okay. I hit my head at work a long time ago. I was really dizzy, but yeah. I do have vertigo though. Risk factors: hereditary predisposition and stressful childhood. I had this, but it wasn't because of my family, well, my immediate family, but it's because of I won't go into it here, but you know, things have happened, but it's not none of it's because of my immediate family at all. So this is what it can result in: repeated job changes or losses. This is why it seems like every fucking week I have a new job. Not completing education. So I mean, this definitely could have been the thing to... I mean, I have dyscalculia, so I couldn't pass math anyway. And it's gonna suck working on this fucking cash register. Dyscalculia is like dyslexia with numbers. So literally I have a difficulty doing math. Like a strong difficulty doing math. Multiple legal issues, just as jail time. Never had that. The worst I've had is a ticket because I had to... My tag was expired, so I never had that, but what happened? I'm just going through all this shit about borderline personality disorder, Dame. I'm almost finished, actually, here. Also, guys, if you are on the PC, or I think even if you're on the phone, if you go to my actual, like, channel, like, profile page, and you scroll down, I actually have a couple more links that you can look at for more resources. I picked some specific ones because it's, you know, things that really get trashed with this type of thing. You know, there's one about, you know, this and I think it's like this and, is it this and working, or is it this and like having friends? I think it's like this and like having friends, and it's like this and actually being in a relationship. Yeah, there you go, right there. Oh yeah, so there you go. So there's just more information, and of course there's a bunch of information about this on the internet, guys. In general, you literally can just Google search borderline personality disorder and you can see so much shit. But anyway, conflict-filled relationships, marital stress or divorce, yeah. Self-injury, such as cutting or burning, and frequent hospitalizations. I can say that I don't do like the cutting and burning and shit like that, but sometimes I actually like to hit myself in the face. It's embarrassing to even say that, but you've either seen it on the stream or you maybe heard me done it or whatever. I haven't done it on stream in a while, but that's like my thing. And that can cause problems. That's probably the reason why I have dizziness. Anyway, involvement in abusive relationships, yeah. Unplanned pregnancies, sexually transmitted infections, motor vehicle accidents, and physical fights due to impulsive and risky behavior. Never gotten in really any of that, but yeah, that makes sense. Attempted or completed suicide. I have attempted like 3 times. They're really spaced out, but I have actually attempted like 3 times. But it was stupid ways though. I won't go more into that, but it was just no stupid ways, and it probably wasn't gonna work anyway. In addition, you may have other mental health disorders such as, and this is why it gets misdiagnosed, because it looks like all of this. I basically have all of this thrown into one. Depression, alcohol and other substance misuse. Okay, maybe except that. Anxiety disorders, eating disorders. I don't really have an eating disorder, I don't think. I mean, you know, sometimes I will binge eat, so yeah. Bipolar, PTSD, ADHD. Yeah, like, there's so much. So that's what I wanted to open up the stream with today.